Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you were watching this lesson video first before you go off and complete your Savas assignment for the day. This should make things a lot more clear on what you were doing in Savas. So if you are here first, great job. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So we've been talking about inequalities this week, and we're going to continue that today. Today we're going to really talk about how to write them. Mostly coming from sentences, word problems, phrases, and how we will take those keywords and figure out what inequality is being represented. So we have a situation here. The restaurant offer indicates that kids under 12 eat free after 5 p.m. Okay, so just some information that I want to know over here. Kids eat free, limit one child per adult entree. Okay, so the question is, can 12-year-olds eat free? Well, I'm going to say that answer is no, because it's saying kids under 12, not kids 12 and under. Okay, so the 12-year-olds, sorry, you're not included. Does this situation require a greater than or less than symbol? Okay, so let's say that K equals kid's age. Kid's age. Okay, so I want you to stop and think, is this dealing with a greater than or less than symbol? Well, hopefully you chose that we're working with a less than symbol, because under should be that indicator that it is less than 12. So my inequality would look like this. K is less than 12. All right. Seen this table quite often this week, so hopefully it's yet again familiar with the words that we're looking for to help us figure out what symbol we're dealing with, especially the ones that are calling for equal to. Okay, so I'm not going to go over this. I feel like we've seen it a lot. Again, it's there for you as a reference. Hopefully you have that written down in notes or just in your mind, because it's super helpful to know these when we're doing this. All right, so let's get right to it. So our sentences here that we're going to be dealing with, you'll see some notes on there, and I encourage you, when you're working on these writing inequalities, that you do what you see done here. And hopefully this looks familiar from previous outcomes too. Okay? Use clue words to replace words with symbols. Okay, so I'm looking at this phrase and I'm seeing the sum. Well, hopefully we know that that's referring to addition of a number. That's pulling out our variable. And 5 is an important number, is greater than. Well, I know greater than is going to be pointing towards that way, because that's going to be the greater amount, 12. So what this would look like then would be n plus 5 is greater than 12. Okay, simply put, I followed the sentence pretty much in order, except for of course, that operation symbol came first, but I know that I was adding the variable with a number. Okay? And then my greater than was my key for figuring out what kind of symbol I'm going to be using. And then, of course, I needed the 12 there. So let's try out another one. The difference between a number and 8. So hopefully we remember and know that difference is referring to subtraction. A number, we don't know, so it's our variable. 8 is important. Is fewer. Okay, so this side of it is fewer, so we're going to have that smaller side pointing that way, than 4. So this inequality would look like this. N minus 8 is fewer or less than 4. Okay, and that's simply how we would do it. Let's do a few more. Jake's grade. So we don't know what Jake's grade is, so that's going to be our variable, or G. Increased by, which is also addition, 5 points, is less than 90 points. Okay? So Jake's grade coming first, I'm just going to put that as G plus 5. and that's going to be less than, so I have to make sure that smaller point is pointing towards that direction. 90 is going to be the last number there. Okay. I'm going to read out this one, and hopefully from the notes above, I'm going to have you go ahead and do that one on your own. So we have twice the baby's weight. Twice the baby's weight. Remember, that's a certain kind of math. Hopefully the notes will help you on what kind of math. Is at least 24 pounds. All right, so with this one, you're going to have to bear with me because I can't exactly do the perfect symbol of what we need here, okay? But I will just copy and paste it. So twice the baby's weight. Hopefully you knew that that was dealing with multiplication. So I'm looking at 2 times W. 2 times W. Okay? Now when it says at least, remember that's telling you that we're working with an equal to symbol. We need to make sure that we are dealing with the right symbol, if it's greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Okay? So since we're working with that word at least, we should be seeing that greater than or equal to symbol. So I'm just going to copy and paste it from here. And then we're looking at 24 pounds, so that would be the last part of our inequality. Okay. All right, moving along here, we are looking at the price of the pizza divided by 3 friends is no more than $4. Okay, so looking at the variable, what kind of math is going on, I'm going to let you go off and try this one on your own, and we'll come back and show the answer. All right, so price of the pizza is not revealed, so that's going to be our variable. Divided by is a big clue word telling you that you were dealing with division. 3 friends, so 3 will be our number there. And the no more than, hopefully that no more is giving you a big clue that we had to have a symbol with an equal representation at the bottom. Remember that little line meaning equal to as well. But we needed to make sure too that we were dealing with the less than, okay, less than or equal to symbol. So I'm going to copy this one so you can see it exactly how it should be there. And since we're dealing with no more than $4, that last number should be 4. All right. Now, on this slide here, I want you to, in your notes, you have a copy of this attached to this assignment. I want you to be plugging in the numbers and the notes up at the top here so that you can follow along with what's happening and get used to doing this in these kind of problems, okay? So we're working with a number decreased by 3 is greater than 9. Okay, so when I see that word a number, I'm thinking, well, there's my variable. So I just put an n. Decreased, hopefully you're thinking, well, that's going to be subtraction. 3 is an important piece of this, so I need to pull that out and write it right above. Greater than 9. Okay, so I need to make sure that I'm putting the greater than symbol there towards the left side of the phrase, and 9 is important to pull out. So how this would look would be n minus 3 is greater than 9. Again, you need to make sure that in your own notes that you are writing these things down so that you can see how you should be tackling these problems. All right, let's check out the next one here. So we have Lisa's score. So we don't know Lisa's score, so I'm going to put an L there for the variable, times 2. So times, hopefully we know we're dealing with multiplication. 2 is an important number for our inequality. Fewer than 16. Fewer than 16. So if I know that this is going to be fewer, I need to have that smaller part of the symbol pointing towards that way. And 16 is an important number. So our inequality for this one should look like this. 2 times L. Remember, when the numbers are right next to each other, they're showing multiplication, is less than 16. All about following what the phrase is telling us, basically in order, paying attention to our keywords telling us, are we dealing with a greater than or less than symbol? And as long as you guys can do that, you will be great with these. All right, let's check out the last one. Bill's balance. We don't know Bill's balance, so that's going to be our variable or unknown. So I'm going to put a B there. Plus $50. Plus is telling me I'm adding. 50 is my important number I'll need. And then is less than. So this is less, so I'm looking at that smaller part of the symbol pointing towards that direction. Remember, the smaller is the less than. And then $200, 200 is the number that I need. So this inequality would look like B plus 50 is less than 200. All right, for this page or this slide, I'm going to have you do each one on your own. So you'll hear me kind of pause because I want to give you a second to work it out and answer it on your own, and then you will press play to see how you did. So the first one says Tyler's pay increased by $2 is at least $12. So I'm going to let you do this one. All right, hopefully in your Google slide notes, you included the following to kind of piece apart this phrase. So Tyler's pay, you didn't know. Hopefully up above here, you put a variable. Increased by, hopefully you put a plus sign because you're dealing with addition. 2 is that important number. Remember, at least is telling us that, well, we need a symbol that has that equal to line underneath it as well. So since it's at least, I'm looking at this symbol being this with that line underneath it. So I'm going to do it that way. Okay. And 12, of course, is our important number. So this one, when all is said and done, should be T plus 2 is greater than or equal to 12. That's like that. Okay, so that's what your inequality should look like there. This next one you'll again do on your own. I'll just read it for you really quick. Yesterday's temperature decreased by 15 degrees is more than 30 degrees. Go ahead and fill in the blanks up at the top in your slide and go ahead and write the inequality. All right, hopefully you saw that yesterday's temperature, it didn't really give us a number, so that's our unknown, that's our variable. Decreased, it's telling us we're subtracting. 15 is our key number that we need. And then is more than, so that should be pointing towards that direction. Remember, the bigger side is showing that greater than. And then 30 should be that last important number that will be part of our inequality. So when all is said and done, your inequality should look like T minus 15 is greater than 30. Okay, last one on this slide. I'll read it really quickly for you and you'll do it on your own. 3 hours times a number of miles is no more than 150 miles. All right, after writing things up at the top here, hopefully you saw that you needed to put a 3 here because 3 is an important number. Times is telling you that you are multiplying. Let's be clear, that's multiplying and not a variable. Number of miles we didn't know, so that was our variable. I'm just going to put it as m. No more than. Okay, so hopefully we remember this is one of our key words or phrases we need to know. No more than is telling us that we're working with equal to, less than, or greater than symbol. Now we need to decide, well, which one is it? Well, no more than is our less than sign. Okay, so I should be dealing with a symbol that looks like this. Okay, and then 150 is the last number we need. So how I would read this, get rid of that. How I would read this or write it out would be 3 times m is less than or equal to 150. Less than or equal to 150. Okay, so hopefully you got the same thing. If not, don't worry, you will have more practice with our Math Excel for today. So make sure that that is the next step, what you're doing with math for today. Thank you for watching.